welcome back to the channel. Make sure you are hitting that like, that subscribe to the channel if you are new. A little bit something new here. I'm doing a pre-recorded upload as opposed to a live stream. Don't have enough time to go live, but I did want to get my post-match Ipswich thoughts out. Hadn't actually gone live since after that. As you know, if you did see my Wake Up with Jacob show that I did at a 3 a.m. morning time, my local time, I've been adjusting to some new things in life, so we're working on it. But I hope you're too blessed to be stressed. Thank you for being here. And look, let's get straight into it. The title of this, Ange is right again. Ange is right yet again. I have this pulled up, and I'll go ahead and I'll change my view here. And let me zoom this in so y'all can see it that much better. And this is my point here, why I think Ange is right. Because, again, I'm looking at the match, 17 shots. That's Ange Postecoglou's tactics getting us into the final third to create those chances. One conversion out of those 17, that is on the players. So again, this notion that it's somehow Ange's fault, that, oh, Ange is so naive and so clueless and so this and so that, I just don't buy into it. I don't think it's real. I think you're saying that to suit yourself in an agenda. You have made up your mind about this guy. There's nothing he can do that will convince you to change your mind. Therefore, what you see affirms the biased judgment that you've already made in your head. And I understand that completely. That's happened to me with players in the past. But one thing it has not happened for me on is Ange Postecoglou, because since he's got here, I understand what the problems are at Tottenham Hotspur. What we saw at Ipswich, what we saw in the second half versus Brighton, what we saw over the full 90 minutes for Crystal Palace. This is not new. This is not all of a sudden Ange got here and we bottle it. We've been bottlers. He's trying to change it. When you're trying to change something, what happens is you resort back to type. You start having these moments of, oh, shit, I'm a smoker, right? Oh, now I bought a pack and I had a couple smokies. Uh-oh. Well, you know what? I'm trying to quit, trying to be better, trying to be healthy. But you don't get there overnight. It's not... You've been 20 years a smoker, for Tottenham's purposes, 20 years a trophyless club with a weak mentality. Well, it's going to take some time to fucking get that over with. And that's how I feel about it. That's why I have patience. And I understand some are reluctant to believe, but I would also say this. Jose Mourinho is a win now. He took what Pochettino had built and tried to win now, and we didn't allow him that opportunity. Nuno was, because we couldn't find a manager like Nagelsmann or Conte at the time. They didn't want to come to the club. And then we ended up getting Conte, another win now manager who is an elite manager, and everything he said about Tottenham was absolutely true. And the part that everybody, people love, rivals, Spurs fans that hate Tottenham, they all like to resort back to what Conte said. And I'm going to tell you right now, what Conte said, you're excluding the most final part, the most ultimate indication of where we are as a club and how we operate and what the fans have accepted. Is you can change the manager, but you cannot change the problem here at Tottenham Hotspur. This I can guarantee. Thank you very much. And then he walked off. So he was right. You can change the manager, but you cannot change the Tottenham Hotspur. And that is a sad but true realistic fact. And I think it hit home. And my hope, this is a hope here. This isn't a fact, opinion, which is a fact blended with opinion that people pass off as facts. This is just... I think Levy's a little bit more accepting of defeats, a little bit understanding of where we are as a team in the hopes that we can change the narrative that was put forth by Conte that we've all seen from behind the scenes. I don't think there's a Spurs fan right now that has been like, yeah, I love the way we've been operating. Everything we've been doing, fantastic, do more of it. We all want better. So... how is Ange a part of that problem when he's made us better, we look better, and in the matches, even when we lose, we are creating a hell of a ton of opportunities and chances? That is because of the fucking tactics that Ange has put forth. But apparently he's so naive, he doesn't adapt, but we're 3 points off of top 4. 3 points off of top 4. I'm gutted. I'm pissed. It sucks that we didn't get past Ipswich and actually get to third place, because then we'd have 2 weeks of everybody talking very nicely to Tottenham Hotspur. But for now, we got 2 weeks of wah-wah. So here's my best rendition of the wah-wah. Well, it's maybe not a rendition, but my understanding, I guess you could say, my trying to rationale, because if losing to Ipswich is inexcusable, a draw would have been inexcusable. However, I said this back when we were actually in the thick of the shit. We just played Coventry for shit, like really bad 88 minutes. And then We had some losses and stuff around that, and it was a really bad time. And I was really starting to wonder, am I a fool? Am I a clown for sticking my neck on the line for Ange Postecoglou? But then what he says in the post-match reaffirms everything that I've been saying, reaffirms all the things that I've felt inside, and you know, he's aware of all the doubts that I have as well. So at every juncture for me personally, Ange has just validated my experience, validated my opinions and my thoughts on this club. And whenever we lose a match like Ipswich at fucking home, you know, he says a lot of things that I actually agree with. So we're going to get to those right now, and then let's see what other things that might just pop up while I do this pre-record video. So the presser points after the loss, Ange was asked what went wrong today. His reply was, "We didn't start the game well at all. It was all sort of passive, without the ball, with the ball. I felt we didn't get the tempo right or intensity right. And then we gave ourselves a mountain to climb. Second half, we were in the ascendancy and had opportunities, obviously, but we didn't do enough with them." But I want to stop here on this first paragraph for a second, because we had chances in the first half. Brennan Johnson could have had a brace in 9 minutes. Son could have had a goal in the 13th minute. These are all opportunities that we could have capitalized on, that Ange's tactics got us into, and then we failed to get over the line. The next question was, it was put to Ange that going behind in home games was a bit of a theme. Was it an issue? Ange here says, they're all different sorts of scenarios. When we went behind against Villa, we were playing well. We weren't playing well today. So you've got to look at it in isolation today. It was a different scenario for me. My light just died. Sorry about that, y'all. I don't think it was anything like last time. We gave ourselves too much of a deficit to try to overcome. Obviously, second half, we had the opportunities to do that, but we should have never been in that position. And I do agree with that as well. Goes on to say, the journalist followed up Ange's first answer to ask why being passive had happened against Ipswich and recently at Palace. And then also, if you remember, the second 45 versus Brighton. Ange says, quote, "That's down to me." There we go. That is my responsibility. The inconsistency we're having this year, ultimately, it comes down to me and my approach, and something that I need to try and fix. So all the wah that everybody's been wah-wahing for weeks and months and fucking forever since Ange got here. Oh, how dare he talk in the media. All the things he says to the media. Oh, wah. And all the pompous bullshit I hear, the bullshit rhetoric I hear from these so-called Tottenham fans. They just don't like a fucking Australian. I'm telling you. That's a very simple reduction of their opinions, but I just don't understand, like, the rationale behind a lot of the, like, I go in these chats and I see the things that they say. I see them, I screenshot them, so that way I can recite them to all of y'all. We have the worst keeper in the Prem. I wonder how Jacob is going to defend this. I'm not even on the channel, and there's and I'm looking at you, Adair Asfasir. You're going around saying, "Oh, how's Jacob going to defend this?" Here I am. They also say, "Welcome to mid-table. Ange ball. Ange makes Ipswich and Palace look like world beaters. Palace is back to losing after the win versus us." That's not true. They went on and won another game, and they kicked Villa out of the cup. But a comment that I saw Queen Ellie saying, shout out Queen Ellie. I got nothing but love for Queen Ellie. Says, Postecoglou standing there looking clueless. How do we expect the players to know what he wants if he's speechless on the sidelines? Well, Ellie, I'll tell you right now, And I said this with Paul. I did a show with Paul, and I think you were in the chat, Ellie, and you said, I think you were agreeing with us, but then I see you in these other chats and you say something different. It's, how are they supposed to know what to do? Because they've been training all week. Anybody knows, if you've worked in any realm of professional sports or in the world of a professional franchise, you know that all fucking week you are preparing for the big day, being game day. And then when it is the big day, is he supposed to hold their hand? Is he supposed to wipe their ass? Is he supposed to do everything in his power to make sure that they get the very basics? No, that's up to them. That's their job, in my opinion. And he shouldn't be flailing around. Because, Ellie, I do remember you also used to rag on Arteta for looking like a fool, flailing around on the sidelines. But then because Ange has his hands in his pockets, everybody's fucking butt gets hurt. And I'm not just talking about you, Ellie. I'm talking about a lot of fans that... Why are you so upset with how a grown man acts on the sideline? Like, get over yourself. Get the fuck over it. But again, Ange is right. I believe the inconsistency is down to him. I think it's down to the players and down to our captains and the lack of leadership on the pitch. But he is right. It is his responsibility. The inconsistency we're having this year goes down to him and his approach. So he's aware of the fucking problem. He's aware of how inconsistent we are, and he takes full responsibility. Now, there's, of course, some way that they're going to twist and turn this to say that, oh, Ange is so bad, wah, wah, how dare he take responsibility, but stand there with his hands in his pockets, looking clueless. It's just, y'all love feeding these bullshit-ass negative narratives, and I'm done with it. I'm not going to be silent. I'm going to call y'all out. Ellie, you know I love you. Sava, you know I love you. Sava's on Northside London. Shout out Northside Lee Gunner. But he's on there talking shit on Tottenham Hotspur. So when I hear these things, hey, I got to respond. I got to say something because you know what? That's my fucking club too. And I'm always going to defend it. And I don't think just because I defend Ange that somehow I'm just an Ange supporter or I need to fuck off to Celtic. There was a quote in the video. I was watching the Hotspur Hippie earlier, and there was a quote in the clip that he played where he was saying, I hope Ange goes back to Celtic and takes half of the fan base with him. And I thought that was fucking blasphemous. How dare you talk about my manager and my club? I've never even been to Australia. How am I supposed to fuck off? Or Scotland. How am I supposed to fuck off to either one of those places? I really don't know. But first and foremost, I am a Tottenham Hotspur fan. And what I will and won't do is go around showing my ass for Arsenal, being like, oh, wham, wham, we're so bad. I will say wham, wham, and we are so bad in this match. If you follow me anywhere I go, on Staffy TV, Don Hussam, etc., Dan Potts 12th Man channel, I will be very harsh on my team, my performances, etc. But I've always remained one thing that I believe Ange is here for a good reason. He is the man for the job, and he is right when he says this. Ange Postecoglou is 100% correct when he says these things. Now, yes, the performances pissed me off. Second half versus Brighton, Palace, Leicester draw pissed me off. This Ipswich match, it all pissed me off. But when I look back at all of the matches statistically, they all show me the same thing. The tactics are fine. There's nothing wrong with the tactics. And if you're still banging that fucking drum, it's time to find a new drum. Because I'm telling you right now, the snare has been overplayed, my friend. So look, Ange is right. It's okay if you're not. And it's okay if we lose. But what I won't accept is us somehow thinking, again, reminds me of when I did the Chicken Little videos. Y'all remember the Chicken Little videos? This upset a lot of people. But the sky is falling. Oh, my facts say the sky is falling. Science says I don't give a fuck, bro. I care about Tottenham. I care about what we're doing. And I'm looking at what we're doing. And 17 shots versus Ipswich sounds like we're doing fine tactically. 1 converted out of 17 sounds like these players had a pussy instead of a foot. And that's as gently as I can put it. And I'll be honest, this ain't Ange's fault. And he's taking responsibility, as he should, as a man should. And this is another thing that I'm sure the wham Ange outers, the crying brigade, the fucking woe is me, I've been a Spurs fan, wham. They're going to use this undoubtedly to say, look at Ange. He says he took responsibility, but his hands are in his pockets. Or he took responsibility, but he's not even looking the reporter in the eye. Or he took responsibility, but he doesn't look like he cares. He just looks out of ideas. And like all these fucking body experts need to go apply at the FBI. Please go apply at the FBI because of your fucking body language expert. You know so much about Ange because you're sitting in your home on a TV and you see him with his hands in his pockets when Tottenham's losing. Get over yourself. You're not so fucking important. We're all a bunch of losers, and I'm here with you. All right? Let's just motherfuckers act like they are the Vince Lombardi of punditry on YouTube. Motherfuckers who've never managed in a professional league act like they are the fucking Alex Ferguson of managing and I get it. We all got opinions. I got opinions, and I get them wrong. I get them right, etc. But that's the beauty of it. But again, I don't think I'm wrong when I say Ange Postecoglou knows what he's doing. Ange Postecoglou is right. Ange Postecoglou is a man for the job. He's my gaffer. And what I won't do is say Ange out because I'm Ange in. And if you're Ange out, I don't care. You can be. You're allowed your opinion. You're allowed to feel about Tottenham however you will, however you want. But what I won't do is allow anyone to say, just because I believe in this manager or I believe in this, that somehow I should fuck off to Scotland. Fuck you. That somehow I'm less of a Tottenham fan. Fuck you. And I see the wham away and you smellios, saying, oh, they're idiots. Where's Ange people? They're idiots. I get sent these shit and I just laugh because miserable people live miserable existences and they want you to be miserable too. But don't let them. You can be kind to yourself. You can be kind to others. And then guess what? Your life gets filled with flowers, happiness, and the little bit of misery you feel is when Tottenham lose to fucking Ipswich at home, which still pisses me off. But what I won't do is listen to some loser, bald, short fuck, some dude who needs a step stool to get off of the top shelf, to reach up there. Oh, what's that up there? Wait, daddy, can you give me uppy? Yeah. Ange Postecoglou's your daddy, and he'll get you uppy for sure. But look, don't ever let me or any fan of anybody tell you how you feel about your club, your managers, your players. All I say is my opinions, and then I defend my opinions, and I make jokes in a satirical manner about the wah. But one thing I will always say is you're allowed to enjoy Tottenham Hotspur despite the ups and downs. You're allowed to not enjoy Tottenham Hotspur despite the ups and downs. What I will do is be me and be true to myself and call out any motherfucker telling me how to live my life, telling me how I'm supposed to be a fan, or telling me, oh, the facts say Ange is blah, blah, blah. That's your opinion, my guy. You're blending opinions and facts. And shout out Halftime Hooks. He says those are Finions. And I agree. There's somewhere in between. There's a little fact in there, a little opinion, and now you're saying Ange is naive, he's clueless, he's a bozo, etc. But you know what I say to that? You're a bozo. If you're doing that, if you're one of those people in the corner of the room with the sheet over your head while your wife's on the other side of the room, all right, then, wear the shoes that fit. But just don't tell Spurs fans how to feel. Don't tell Spurs fans how to act. Don't tell me who I should support, where I should go. Fuck off. Ange is right. This club is full of losers. He saw it last year when the same fans who were going wham about Ange, where's Ange supporters now? They were wanting us to lose versus City. They were singing songs, I'm on loan in City till July or whatever, and then they were complaining about Timo Werner in June. The math ain't mathin'. But again, we move. Again, I'm going to wrap the show up, I'm going to wrap this pre-recorded up because I don't want it to go too long, and I am running out of time here. But look, don't ever tell me how to support my club. Don't ever tell me how to feel about my club, because I am a grown man and I didn't need you my whole 34 years of growing up. Why the fuck am I looking at you to hold my hand now? I got my own opinions and I say them. And you, if you're a viewer, if you're a content creator, a commenter, you're a silent observer, it doesn't matter. Don't ever let anyone tell you how to fucking feel, act, behave. Oh, they're just doom mongers. They're miserable. Stelios is miserable. He wants you to be miserable with them, because what happens? The sheep all get addicted to the drug, and then all the sheep just bad. Oh, my shepherd said we're so bad. Tottenham are so bad. And then he fucking leads the sheep right off a cliff. What I want you to do, if you're a sheep and you're addicted to the fucking loser drug that you've been subjecting yourself to, just open your mind up. Listen to some other people. Maybe hug a family member, because again, love is needed. Kindness is needed. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to others. And as always, folks, come on, you Spurs.